Hello, and welcome to CodingKoans. This is the show where we're going to explore the world of software, get better jobs, and change the world. My name is Ian Carroll, and Wes Anderson designed my house in the 1920s. I'm also a software developer. With me today is a very special guest. I have Arlo Sanders on. Arlo, could you go ahead and show yourself? Very nice. Hey, Arlo.
Hey man,
How's it going?
it's going good, dude. How are you doing?
Oh man, pretty good. You had like 3 seconds to get ready for this. Yeah. Arlo, I didn't bother really to introduce you. Arlo is an absolute genius on all things tech and also all things art and improv. And he also does all of his own music on a show called Made Up Music. He has his own stuff as well. Master of multiple instruments. What else can I say about you? All around great person.
Oh, thanks, dude.
Yeah. So, here on CodingKoans, what we're going to do is we're going to interview you for a little bit. We're going to chat about software, and then we're going to dive into a new tool that neither of us have really had very much time to play with. And this time it's going to be Sonic Pi, which is well, maybe you have a way of describing it, Arlo. What is Sonic Pi?
I mean, I feel like it's like its own sort of digital audio workstation, although instead of like visually sort of seeing what you're doing, you just kind of make it all happen in code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's also really cool from my perspective is it's using a very well-known programming language in order to do that, which means that you're not locked in to using the digital audio workstation only. You can pass the code around to other places, and you can run it in different locations too, as long as you have the right interpreter for it. Haven't figured that part out yet, but it's promising the way that it's looking. So Arlo, you have some like experience doing tech stuff besides the millions of things you do on Outpost 13, right?
Yeah, so I for a long time have been like an IT person. Um, so I have worked in IT and mainly like help desk. But I managed, like I was the IT manager of a casting studio for many years,
Oh man.
and in that kind of a situation too, it's like I sort of anything under the sun, that would come up like my computer's not working, or the internet's slow, or there's something going on with the network, or the camera equipment is failing, or this like proprietary casting software that we have we need to troubleshoot. So yeah, I got to wear a lot of hats doing that.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of different things to tackle all at once. So, like, a thing that happens that I notice from people who aren't really familiar with technology yet, they seem to think that in order to be good at technology, you have to know everything before you even start. You have to know all of the technology. So, did you read all the manuals and memorize them for all the camera equipment, the internet, and also the proprietary casting software they were using?
No, I did not do that. I like to tell people that I'm a creative problem solver, and I think those are probably the biggest similarities between like programming and like tech support is that I don't necessarily know everything or how I'm going to fix something, but I know that I can creatively come up with a way to do it, and that I can research and figure out whatever I need to learn on the spot,
Mm-hmm.
to make it happen.
Yeah, and I've found that too. My background before I was a software engineer, I have a degree in theater, and that gave me the wonderful job of being able to work as the Nook salesperson at the Barnes and Noble. Um, and yeah, my background is that I didn't know anything about tech either. But I started pulling the books off of the shelf that had those weird like animal covers on them. You know those O'Reilly books you
Yeah.
might see? Like, I'm not sure how much everybody knows about those, but like it's got a picture of an aardvark on it, and it says something like "Jujum" or something like that, and on the cover, and it's like explained, and you're like, what is this? And I started like reading those and trying things out, and you know, in the process of doing that, like various mentors would come out of the woodwork and be like, "Oh, I can help you with that." And it was that combination of my own effort plus like people being willing to help me out that I got a job in software, and I've been doing it for 3 years now. I don't know the first thing about software really. I mean, I know how to do it. I know what I need to do. I'm figuring it out as I go all the time. My job isn't to know; it's to know how to learn how to know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, totally feel you on that. Arlo, you have a show later tonight, right?
Yes. Yes. Made up music at 9:30 tonight.
And on that one, you actually like improvise whole songs on the show.
We do a whole. We get some suggestions, and we try and produce a whole song, like a fully produced song, from start to finish.
Yeah. I did a quick Google search earlier in the week and then shared with you this tool. And I'm going to show everyone else at first. This is Sonic Pi. And let me actually share my screen with you so that you can see it for a second, and then I'll have you share yours. Sound good?
Cool.
All right, cool. By the way, this is the same way I would work as a software engineer. You just use your desktop like this. I think I need this one? No. Yes, this one. Okay, there we go. Share that. And now we got little versions of ourselves. So Sonic Pi, this is the tutorial for it, and all of your the whole everything you need to know about software is going to be found online. And really, you can Google anything, and a lot of these projects will have very, very nicely laid out documentation for you, which is really kind of cool. Oh, that's really neat. You can do things with the decay phase there. That's something very specific. But Sonic Pi was developed for the Raspberry Pi, but it's also useful for Mac and for Windows as well. And so Raspberry Pi is a little tiny, like deck of cards sized computer that's like $35. But yeah, it looks like we can code music live. You can use this thing like it is like an instrument, except that you're coding with it, which is one way of using it. And another way is to compose music on it and then just let it play the thing that you've created.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And it looks like you can live change it. So like if you were in the middle of something and you've coded up like one way that the song is playing and then the mood changes, you can change the code to create the new mood, which
Yeah.
is really kind of cool. But that's enough theory. We don't need too much theory because, as I said, I didn't know everything before I started. I just went. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. And now if you could share yours. All right, there we are. Nice. Okay. Yeah, so here we are. Now we are looking at something called an IDE. In a lot of ways, this is going to be like a DAW, a digital audio workstation. But this is technically, I think the way that they're calling it is sort of like, it's almost like a combination of the two. An IDE is an integrated development environment. It's basically a big fancy editor with a bunch of stuff attached to it. And I tend to not like IDEs very much, but it makes sense to have one like this for this.
Yeah, it totally does.
And it looks like you've already got something in here. You've got the Tron bike coded by Sam Aaron put in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going around. What I like is they have a bunch of examples of things, and that's just another way to learn how to do stuff. And So yeah, I have this thing, and here I'm gonna put headphones on so we don't get
Let's see how that
feedback.
goes. Yeah, yeah. Let's see.
Got my chopper Daryl headphones on.
Nice. Let's see if we can hear anything at all. Like I might not be able to hear anything when you put on the headphones.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's play some music. Nah, I'm hearing nothing. So maybe we need to not have the headphones so that you can.
So we can hear it.
Yeah, it's just gonna sound. It's gonna sound low res, but that's okay because we can work with that, and then later on you can copy and paste the code to me, and I've got the editor up, and I'll run it myself so that people can hear it a little higher quality.
Okay, well here I'm gonna play. I'll play Tron Bike. Tell me if you can hear it.
Okay. Yep. Wow, that was a really complicated set.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah, there is, and there's quite a bit of things happening in this code. Um, the code that we're looking at, by the way, for those of you who don't know, this is Ruby. Actually, it's the Ruby programming language, which is free and open source. Also,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, that it is using actual, just straight up Ruby. Now, there's a lot of there's a lot of magic in Ruby. Like for example, you see this symbol called slicer, and then we have this phase going on here, and we have DSAW and live loop called Tron. So sometimes we're naming things, like we've named this live loop to call it Tron, and that's our own name. But the term live loop is a bit of Ruby magic. Someone has coded a special thing called live loop that Sonic Pi uses specifically, but not all Ruby will know about it. So if you were to just plug this into a Ruby interpreter and say run it, it's going to go, what the heck is a live loop? I don't know. So you have to bring in, so there are some hidden dependencies in this code which are tying it to the IDE right now. But for our purposes, that's fine. I would want it so that I understood what was going on under the hood as well, but this is definitely closer to the metal than if we were just using a DAW, which is really kind of fun. So I don't know. Let's start messing with some stuff in here, or maybe we can try something simpler.
Yeah.
I think there was like a really simple example in there. Well, maybe there's a samples haunted. Oh, I see. Cool. So there's a bunch of.
IDM breakbeat. This one looks a little complicated. Hang on. Let's find.
Let's see. Wait. Can we go to the tutorial? Actually, I bet there's going to be some real simple stuff there.
Oh yeah.
Welcome, friend. Great. Okay. So we can comment out all that stuff above there if you want, so that we have it and we can come back to it. What you would do is do a command slash. Perhaps it's control slash on your Windows.
My Windows.
Yeah. Oh.
I just crashed the program.
Oh, you did. All right. We'll pull it back up. Yeah. So you can't be afraid to break things in software. In fact, you should. Shabs15 says hello. Hello, Shabs15. While we're getting this thing back together, maybe I should do a little bit of telling people about how to subscribe to the channel. So let's, oh shoot, I've got a copy here that I can use. All right, let me take off this mic and put it really close to my mouth for a second. It's September. That means you can now become an Outpost 13 subscriber at a discounted price. The more you support, the more you save. Save up to 30% on new recurring subscriptions until the 30th of this month. Go to twitch.tv/subs for more information. What do you get when your Outpost 13 subscription happens? You get access to customized emotes and badges, your favorite Outpost shows on demand, invites to private online parties, special perks when you link your Twitch account to our Discord server, and much, much more. Outpost 13 is always adding to the subscription perks, so be sure to take part in September today and subscribe to Outpost 13.
Hey, that was great. That was really great.
Silly. Crash number 1 says, I effing love whiskey. Happy
That's
first
funny.
crash.
Yep.
All right, so we got it back up. Welcome, friend. Here we are. And now we've got nothing on the screen, which is fine. Let's scroll down and look at that first thing and see how this program is run. So we have copy the code into an empty buffer. Okay, so live loop end, everything in between there. So in Ruby, it knows that something is done when the word end is there. So we can run that. Let's see what that sounds like when we do it.
That's a kick drum.
That's a kick drum.
So it looks
in
like
fact,
it's playing this BD house sample at a rate of 1 every 0.5.
Yeah, I
whatever
don't
this
understand
interval
what the
is.
yeah I don't understand what the rate is or why I know you need the sleep in there.
Yeah.
Because if we delete that, nothing happens. But let's get rid of the rate and see what happens. Just delete that whole thing, or yeah, just delete it. It'll do a default. Any difference?
No difference.
Okay, then we didn't need that. Who cares about that? Get rid of it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what happens when we change the sleep to 0.25.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now it sounds like my downstairs neighbor.
Yeah. I'm going to change it to 0.7.
All right. Ooh, man. Now here's kind of a fun thing. So we have sample BD house, right? Let's copy this and paste it directly underneath of it, the whole thing, live loop. Let's actually change the name first. Flibble, change that to kick drum. Good names are really important.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah. So now we have a kick drum. Let's go ahead and copy the kick drum and make a second kick drum. Okay, and paste it underneath. Nope, not there. Behind the end. And let's add another end to it. So we'll need to close out that one too. I like to put a little space between lines 6 and 7 just to make it a little easier for myself to see. And then in this case, we can call it kick drum 2 for now until we have a better name for it. Now we run it again. We should just simply hear the same thing, right? Okay. Let's change one of those to a fraction of 0.7. Okay, that's going to be weird, but let's see. That's almost like a swing syncopation, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if that rate indicates, like, if rate actually, what is rate? Like, I wonder if we actually need the rate to make it more syncopated and less.
Hey, Uberhorse just subscribed to the channel. Thank you,
Oh,
Uberhorse.
cool.
Yeah, all right. That is awesome. Let's change it to 0.35 because that's exactly half of 7, right? And I think that we'll get... Okay, so we get a slightly louder one for the BD house. Let's change the sample to something else on the other one. So BD house, if you click on line 9 on BD house, I think it'll actually give it as you like delete that.
Well, I kind of would love a snare drum,
Okay.
so I'm gonna do. What if we did like one of these guys here? They give you some samples here.
Yeah, let's try one. Which one looks right?
SN dub.
I mean, I never entirely trust names because I only trust myself to name things right. Um, oh man, that's sounding like Chinese opera. I'm not sure if
Oh,
you've...
you know what? And this is my music brand going. This should actually be reversed. So the kick drum should be point, and this should be 7, and this will give us like that classic do, 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 do.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, okay. And we can do other kinds of musics besides the drums, but hey, we've got 2 elements now, and we've created
Yeah.
2 different loops to create that. The only thing we have to keep in mind is that everything that we do needs to be a fraction of 7 in order for it to work right.
What if we what if we made it a little bit easier on ourselves
Wait,
and said,
I think I have a solution to this.
yeah.
We're going to create a global variable. And what we're going to do is we're just going to create a global variable on line 2, and we're going to call it tempo. And equals 0.7. Now everything is going to be 0.7. So now when we do sleep, we can do sleep tempo on line, or here we'll do sleep tempo divided by 2. Tempo space slash 2. Yeah. And then the other one we'll just do sleep tempo. Let's see if it does the same thing that it did before. Brilliant. Which means that now if we change the tempo number at the top there to something else, everything will still work. They'll all be in relation to each other.
Oh, you are brilliant, dude. And then
0.2 rather than 0.2. That's the reason. So 0.2 is just going to be 2. You can do that classic sort of like go up just half the tempo, like just to create that sort of like just ramp up the drama. So you go like,
oh yeah.
tempo 1, play it, and then when you're ready, go to tempo 0.5.
Um
0.5 then, yeah. And then 0.25. Okay. And then you would go to like 175 after that, I believe, or 125. Okay. So we have found a way, we have found a way using a global variable to influence the tempos and coordinate all of them in relationship to each other without actually needing to go in and use our brains to do math on every single one of these every time that we would change something.
would
So we
you
can
say
have...
that we're hacking the planet?
Yes. In fact, this was the lesson of this koan. The koan was to understand what it means to hack the planet. And now we have. We have used a global variable to do this.
Yeah, I'm really loving that. I'm really loving that we can now just change this tempo and we don't have to worry about all
Yep.
of our sleeps.
Yeah. So this is a key thing about software development and about organizing code in general, which is that I'm not good at math. I never have been. I don't ever need to be good at math. All I need to do is organize the code so that the code does the math for me. So, yeah. Um, so now we've got kick drum 2. That's not true anymore. Let's change the name of that to snare, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a kick drum, we got a snare. We're using tempo 0.8. We can tweak that as we like to get it just right for ourselves. So yeah, I love having some spaces in there. And now we can add in another element if we want to, another live loop.
Yeah, I kind of want to add some like ambience.
Okay. What's a way we can do that?
We got some ambient sounds here.
Okay, great. There's a choir, there's a sauna, there's a dark whoosh.
Oh, there's Lunar Land. I like this Lunar Land.
Let's give that a shot. See what that's like.
I'm gonna call this pad.
Okay. So you'll notice that it's trying to autocomplete. So if you tab, or you go down that list, it'll actually...
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, if I want to multiply, would it be...
Times. Yeah, you use a little star. Okay, so I'll go half as fast as the live loop. Now, Ruby doesn't care, but I do. Do you mind inlining that end with the 15 on live loop? Just because otherwise, like, my brain will start frying itself over time, especially when we get lots of those things. Yeah, okay. Let's see what happens when we play that. Now, we can also isolate that sound by commenting out the 2 other elements.
All right, I hope this doesn't crash it again. So,
you highlight those. So on a Mac, you would use the commands thing. I think you use Apple and then the question mark.
okay, so on Windows, would it be Control? Nope.
Darn.
Yeah, I don't see a thing for hotkeys either. Maybe...
Let's find out. Let me do a little Google foo on my end. So you do Control.
Control?
Yeah, try Control question mark.
Yeah, that's not doing it for
That's
me.
not doing it. Okay. Dang it, that's Visual Studio's keyboard shortcuts. Did they... Oh, Windows, do you do things differently than everyone else?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
gosh.
I
Okay.
think so.
Why? Why, Windows? Why? Why would you do that to me? I just want to use your thing. Yeah, let's look at this. Started using Sonic Pi yesterday. There are no stupid questions, person on the internet. There is never a stupid question. Every stupid question is a brilliant question. Nuke Sonic Pi.
Yeah, and what I really would love to do too is play around with this sound
Oh.
a little bit.
Here's another thing you can do. No, that's not what... You're not understanding what person... oh, Reddit, why? So better places to look for this sort of thing is going to be, okay. So we can just add a hash to the beginning of each line, but like that's going to get exhausting, and I don't want to
Yeah,
do that.
for sure.
Um, okay, here's what we can do. I know a quick version of that's going to work well enough and have us still use the manual thing. So the sleep, where it says tempo, put a
Yeah.
comment right in front of that and not the rest of the code. So put a hash. Yep. So that's going to turn it into a comment. And now you'll only hear the lunar land. And you can get, yeah. So you can tweak that until it's what you want it to be.
So I found I was just kind of looking through some effects,
Oh, cool.
and I want to add a ping pong delay.
Okay, let's do it with FX. So we would wrap the whole thing in with FX, I believe. We do a do, we play 50, sure. Let's give it a shot. Enter, and then you're going to end that too. So you need to wrap that do in an end of its own.
Oh,
between
okay.
line
So I see what you're saying.
19,
So
yeah.
each do needs to have an end.
Yes. So for every do, there must be an end.
But now
Oh,
this
wait, hold on.
FX though, is this going to apply to if I just want this to just apply to this?
The thing here. Hold on a second here. I'm noticing some comments in the chat, which I definitely want to get to, but not quite yet. First of all, the with FX needs to live inside the live loop, so it needs to live inside, nested inside the do end of the live loop. So instead of putting the end on line 18, we're going to put it on between lines 20 and 21. And so enter, end, and then let's inline that end with the with. So.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So this end goes here, and then
yeah.
this end is for 50, so 22 to 15, and this is okay.
Yeah. So this is a nesting thing. Now this can get really, really confusing over time as you go do, end.
Yeah.
Right. So let's see if we can get this working, and then after that, I'd like to abstract that out into a little global function that does it each time, and we'll just name it. Let's see what happens when we play it this way first. Did that do anything? Okay, so we're doing both in one. So
it could also be this play 50, this variable here.
Yeah, let's change the number and see what happens. Try 100 then. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, that's super weird.
Is that the pitch that we're getting?
It feels like it. I mean, it could be because it is a ping pong delay.
Yeah?
It could be that maybe this play 100, it's going so fast that it's creating like a sine wave or something like that.
And but that does kind of work with the spacey sort of thing that we're doing, right? If because it almost sounds like this little like starlet, like there's a signal out there almost.
Totally. And we can hear it with the.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, it's almost like a space submarine. Yeah, you might need to hit the play button again.
I did. It had to come around.
Oh, that's an
I like this
interesting...
better. It's
Oh, man. Okay, so now we know what that effects does. Now, here's the other question is that actually a separate effect from the other one? In which case, we might want to just put it into its own live loop instead of having it looped together in pad 1, unless we want that whole thing to be like one concept.
well, I think if we were to put this in its own, I think what would happen is everything would get ping pong delayed, including the
Oh.
drums.
Yeah, okay. I mean, we could break it and see what happens.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah,
Let's see what
okay.
happens.
Let's put an end after that first live loop, and then we'll just wrap that in its own live loop. Yeah,
All right,
and
let's
then
try
we
it.
need to live loop this also, though. I guess pad 2 for now, or ping. Yeah. Give it a do, and then we also need a sleep for it. Maybe outside of the with effects, but yeah, actually, it'll work fine. Yeah, let's just do sleep tempo and see what happens.
Now, there might not be. Oh, wow.
That's interesting to see what happened to it after it got taken out. And oh, I see what's going on. Because of the fact that it's looped inside of the other loop, it's only happening once every 4 times rather than hitting every single beat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Yeah. All right, we can put it back the way it was if you like, or we
Well,
can
I
keep playing with
I
this.
don't know, I kind of like that.
All right, let's give it a shot.
And look, if I change this play, it's like it changes
It's pitching
the
it.
tone. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we multiply it by 4. Never mind. It was just using the tempo from the other loop. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we got something going on there. All right. So now we've got a few different elements. We have wrapped those together. Let's actually delete that line 25 between 25 and 26 because that's throwing me off. Yeah. And so now we've got 4 different elements going on here. We've got pad 1 and pad 2, and I don't know what that means. Maybe we need better names for that.
Yeah, this one almost pad 1 feels sort of like a reversed riser.
Okay, let's call it that. So half of computer programming is experimenting with the computer and seeing when you do X, does Y happen? What if we break it? The other half of it is around organizing the code so that you, a human being, can read it. Because if you don't, you will find yourself painting yourself into a corner, and then you won't be able to do anything with the code anymore. The reason that we have names is so that we can get a grip on what it is that we're doing. Otherwise, we're not using the natural facility of a human being to facilitate language to help us with code. In that case, the best way to program, if we're not going to use any language at all, is just to have a magnetized needle and a really, really steady hand. And that's all you do. but nobody in their right mind is ever going to code that way. And you're certainly not going to create anything really complex doing things that way. So we use our words, which is one of the reasons why musicians and English majors usually make better software engineers than mathematicians. Stab. I love it.
I think it's more of a stab. I
Yeah.
think so. This is exciting, man. I mean, to think too that it's crazy for me that that we're not like visually. I make music all the time, and I rely on this sort of visual
Mm-hmm.
representation of what I'm doing, but there's something really cool and experimental about not being able to see and just trying stuff and seeing what happens.
Yeah. There's two little tiny cleanup things, and then after that, I think it is actually, surprisingly enough, time has flown by. It's time for us to do our "What did we learn" section. But before we do that, reverse riser, you'll notice it's just all one word.
Yeah.
I'd like, since Ruby has a convention of snake casing things, which is where you put underscores in between each word. If it's so, kick drum is, I think is that a compound word or is that two words?
I
Kick
think
and
it's
drum.
2 words. Yeah.
Okay. So the key thing with using the underscores, we could also do a kebab case, which is where we use dashes instead of underscores, but that's not common for Ruby. And then there's also camel casing, which is where you put a capital letter at the beginning of each word. That's more common for JavaScript. But all those things are simply designed to make it read like a human would read it and give you the ability to reason about it the way a human would reason about it. So, like, for example, ways of improving this code, we might actually create a function that, that takes the tempo and does ×4 divided by half or things like that. And then you could actually have whole note, half note, and things like that on there.
Oh, cool. How will we do that?
Oh, well, we can try that right now. Let's do above between tempo and line 4. Let's put in some spaces. Let's do let's create def. We'll say def, DEF, and then we're going to call it half note, HALF underscore note. Okay, and then do. And then at the end of it, go end. Actually, we might not need the do for this one. Oh, wow. It just, yeah. Let's not do the do. I think we can just do half note and then enter and then end. All right, so right now that does nothing. But what we're going to do is we're going to go, and inside here, inside half note, we're going to write tempo divided by 2. Cool. Now let's go sleep on the kick drum and say sleep half note. Okay, let's try and see if it actually plays. No, it's
no
not,
half
is
note.
Runtime error, buffer align 0, name error, thread death, kick loop. No local variable or method tempo. Weird that it wouldn't find that inside of its thing. Hey, See No Evil Cast just cheered 400 bits. Thanks, See No Evil Cast.
Bits.
Yeah.
Bits.
Okay, well, we tried to start abstracting this out. We have failed to do it in time. We can put it back the way it was. But that's kind of the direction you would head in. And
Gotcha.
you might need to fuss around with it until you get it to be able to do things like that, but that would be something you could start to do. And this is to help you reason around your code. Let me, do you mind unsharing your screen? Or actually, let's leave your screen up. Let's just make ourselves a little larger against it. Arlo, what did we learn today?
You know, I think the global variable was really cool,
Hmm.
and knowing that you can do something like that, and that you don't have to like go into like I don't have to go into each of these live loops and do it myself, because that would drive me crazy if I was like just composing this way.
Yeah.
Um, and I think just the element of experimentation. What I love about making music electronically is there is an element of experimentation to it when it comes to like designing sounds on a software synth or just playing around and just seeing what happens. And I think that this, like I was saying earlier, really lends itself to just pure sort of um, experimentation. What I would actually love if I was going to dive into this is figure out, all these samples. Like, well, where are these samples located,
Uh
and could
huh.
I put in my own samples?
Yes, you can, actually. You can do that. You'd point to them through the file system. And instead of using the symbol of SNDub, you'd actually put in a string that is the path to the file that you're going to use. So you can record your own self screaming or whatever, modify the scream to whatever you like using this. There's a lot of other functionality in here that you can use for it. Um, so, uh, yeah, See No Evil Cast saying, I love that you can hear the sound sample as soon as you create it. Didn't think that was possible, and that is really cool. Yeah.
It is cool. Yeah.
Um,
And
yeah.
I could see somebody like I could see like a band, and there's somebody in the band whose job is to just be live coding as the song is happening.
That's right. Uh, and so that's pretty fun. And also, you notice there's a record button up there. So if you wanted to record a wave of what you just created and use it as a sample in your other digital audio workstation stuff and work with that, you're certainly able to do that.
Yeah, it looks like I hit record and then I would start playing it. And then
Yeah,
that's really cool. In fact, I will. I'm going to record this and maybe something will happen with this later on today, even tonight.
that would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Towards the end of the show, I like to ask two questions. Uh, and regardless of your level, and regardless of how long you've been doing it, these two questions are always useful for anybody. And I love to hear what people's answers are. So, from here, from your experience being a sysadmin, working on the numerous different technical things that you've done, including this coding example here, what do you think the most important thing to remember about software is?
I think the most important thing to remember is just that, um, it's is to always be a student, like forever be a student of it, because there's always going to be something new and something exciting and something to dive into. And yeah, so I think that's the most important thing, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah. I mean, I can't agree with you more. I'm always learning every second, all the time. I don't know, I know how to learn. um, yeah. So the second question I have is, if someone wanted to get started learning how to program right now, um, where do you think they would start?
I think I think there's so many free resources at our disposal, and this is what a time to want to get into anything technical, because everything's there. And you can seek it out. Google, YouTube, forums. I'm a big fan of forums, and sort of learning from other people, who, hey, I have this problem. Oh, here's how I solved it. So I think it's all there. Some people pay for boot camps and stuff,
Oh
and I
yeah.
think that's totally valid. But I also think that you can just, if you are dedicated and you want to learn something, especially when it comes to software or when it comes to networking. Um, the answers are out there, and you can just you
Yeah.
can get them. Yeah.
Everything you need to learn, you need to know about software is available on the internet for free. Because software developers put their user manuals on the internet. So, yeah, totally. And yeah, you can be very interestingly creative with this. You can also make good money if you use it, to for that purpose. I mean, it is a great way to start to give yourself power in the world instead of having the software tell you what you can and can't do. You're now telling it what to do. I've sometimes thought that a better title than programmer or software engineer is computer boss. So, yeah. All right. Do you mind actually copying that sample? And I'm going to open it up on my own browser here, and we can play it that way. Do you mind unsharing your screen too?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Awesome.
Here, I'm gonna send this to you.
And we'll play it with a little higher fidelity, or at least see if we can copy and paste it from one person to another and just use it. This is my Google from earlier. Let's bring up the Sonic Pi. Now, I have Sonic Pi set to dark mode because I just feel like that. Arlo, you can't see it right now because I'm not sharing my screen with you, and so I should. Let me just do that real quick so that you can see what I'm doing. Share screen. I want to share my screen. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Hey, share. Okay, so here it is in dark mode. So you pasted that to me. Let's see it. Oh, yeah. Here we go. I'm not going to bother doing the welcome to Sonic Pi part. But the rest of it, copy and paste. And here we are. So this didn't work, so I'm just going to delete that comment for now. 0.8. And then if I just hit run, I'm not sure if people can hear that, but maybe they can hear it a little bit better than when you were listening to it. That's it. We made a song.
Hey, we did.
Or like a very basic thing.
Yeah. How cool.
Yeah. Okay, and so just so you know, my show, Made Up Music, usually comes on after my show. So this is getting actually kind of loud, so I'm going to stop it. Yeah, CodingKoans happens Wednesdays at 5 p.m. On this channel, Pacific time. Let me get my little spiel for the second part of this. Hold on, I need to use...
Here we go, the spiel voice.
Okay, here we are. Here's the spiel voice. All right. If you like this show, be sure to tune in to the weekly time slot at 5 p.m. Pacific on Wednesdays. Also, the 13-hour fall marathon keeps on going after this show, so be sure to stick around for Rollin' With My Homies with Santina Muha. And that's all I have to say for now.
That was great.
Yep. So, yeah, thanks, everybody. We're just going to stop it. Okay? So, bye for now.
He only steps up steps too high. I'm just a man. If you see my face at your hour of death, don't shake. Don't shake in your boots, no, don't you fret. Cause I'm gonna take you down where the beats are pumping. Down to hell where the lava's jumping. In the mountain, lava's jumping. Down to hell where the lava's jumping.
Let yourself fall, cause you'll only get higher. Let yourself drop like a bee on fire. Living half dead, so you might as well drop. The f***ers can't find you, the beat don't stop. The beat don't stop. It'll never stop.
I walk this life. He only steps up steps too high. I'm just a man. I walk this life. He only steps up steps too high. I'm just a man. When you start saying a mountain is a mountain, a river is a river. Well, living Zen, a mountain is not a mountain, a river is not a river. After learning Zen, a mountain is a mountain,